Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a Millennial Perspective. Thank you for listening to the previous episode. This is going to be episode 2, Band of Dads. I'm going to talk about the episode 2 of A Million Little Things. And my co-host, Adam, is here again.
Hello.
Since I don't have to explain the summary of the TV show or the actors, I think we should just dive right into the episode. So, season 1 of episode 2, Band of Dads, was written by the creator, DJ Nash.
DJ?
Yep.
Yeah.
And directed by James Griffiths. This episode takes place the day after the funeral of John. So everyone's still very emotional because it's the
day after.
they lost their friend and family, I guess. So last time we talked about the secrets, that Eddie and Delilah's having an affair, and no one still knows, and Eddie's suffering from his alcoholism will be affected, but his son is the anchor, basically. So the episode opens up directly after Eddie and Theo singing the song that Sophie sang during the funeral, and basically Eddie's trying to put Theo back to bed because it's nighttime and Eddie's still like 5. He's still a kid, so he needs to go to bed really early. But it's a very intelligent kid, which makes me laugh sometimes with Theo, because he looks really young and then he knows so much. Like, he wants to talk about why people have wars. It's not a topic that's so commonly talked about for a 5-year-old. Do you agree, Adam?
I do. If my 5-year-old started talking about wars, I'd be pretty weirded out.
Yeah. And then we dive into a flashback, I guess, of Eddie and Delilah's affair, and they're having sex in the car, and then Eddie shows his lucky charm that he always wears in the Bruins game as well. And then what Delilah discovers is that John knew about their relationship because apparently
Wait,
Delilah
what?
Delilah finds
You about it.
Delilah finds Eddie's lucky charm necklace or of sort in John's cabinet, which is a shocking reveal. Like,
Oof.
John might have known the affair, or there's this multiple alternative reasons for why John did John know the relationship, or was it like completely accidentally? He found it in the car and thought might have dropped it when he was riding on our car or something. We don't know. And then
Right.
what we dive into, I think this is one of the most crucial scenes of the episode, I guess. The opening episode where since Rome is suffering from depression, he goes to the building that John jumped, and he tears through the crime scene tape, and there is this moment of questioning of whether he's going to jump or not. Like,
Wait, why? Why would he?
The episode, the scenes just gives an alternative where he's thinking in his mind that he's jumping, but then when he dives, we find out that it's just he still hasn't tear through the crime scene. Like, it's like this intentional moment of terror, or I guess terror. And then we go to the the opening scene, And then, since it's um the day after the funeral, what do you do to comfort your friend? Or there are a lot of friends. What does your friend do to comfort you after funeral? Basically, be with them as long as possible, meaning, the gang arrives to have breakfast with everyone, like with the
Mhm.
family, the lost one's family. Which I know it's quite touching and nice. Um, there there's multiple conversations, and then obviously Delilah and Eddie's, you know trying to keep it cool as much as possible, but it's kind of hard to do that because they're like they had this thing, and then Delilah decides to end it right there, so that you know end the relationship, I guess, which um does come into effect in the episode, in this episode, at um the final moment, I guess. um and then we go back to Rome's depression when he confessed in front of the two guys about him having mouthful of pills when he got the call of John's death, which and then Gary says, you better tell your wife, otherwise I'm gonna do it for you. Like,
Honestly, that's
like
kind of the right thing to do.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And Rome is still afraid that of how his wife is gonna react to the news that he nearly killed himself right when John right when John killed himself. It's like this, double blade
Mhm.
that it's hard to, express, but you have to do it, otherwise it's gonna be a hard, it'll be there's this secret between them, which shouldn't be. Rome and Regina are supposed to be the a couple that talks to each other, an
Mhm.
African American couple that actually talks. But yeah, and then Gary talks with Danny Dixon, the youngest of the Dixon family, and
Mhm.
Gary is checking up on Danny, and
Is this the 5-year-old?
no, Theo is Eddie's
Oh,
son.
Theodore. Oh,
Um,
okay.
Danny's the, like, I guess 7, 8. I don't know, maybe fifth grade ish. I think. I don't know how. And you know Gary knows the secret of Danny being gay, but his mother not so much. So
Ooh.
Gary asks, "Do you have anyone in class that you like?" And then, since his mother comes into the conversation, Danny quickly switched the name into a girl's name, and
Oh,
Gary's like teasing
that's messed
Danny
up.
the about, I know it's a boy, like, and he says, "No, it's not." And then we had to Sophie,
Aw.
or basically the why Sophie hasn't coming downstairs for breakfast. And Danny lets everyone know that the day after the funeral is the father and daughter dance, which is like another shock, because you know father and daughter dance kind of important, I guess. Um, and the three guys, decides to be there for her, be the band of dads, as the title goes, like try to,
So they're all there.
yeah, try to,
Oh, that's sweet.
be, um, be there for the family, be the John, be John
Mm,
Dixon, I guess.
that's really sweet.
And, there's this really sweet moment that I even nearly had tears, where, um, you know, um, Sophie's determined to go to the father and daughter dance, and you know, and Delilah, the mother, says, "Who's gonna dance with you?" And then Danny just says, "I'll dance with you." Like, brings tears into every single one of the group, even me, because it's so sweet for a little brother to step up for the family, but
Mhm.
Sophie says, "Sorry, little guy. There's a part where I need to be picked up. And you're too short." But and then the tragic or hits when Sophie picks Eddie to be the dancing partner, and Delilah's like saying, "You can't do that. It's just not at this moment." Sophie doesn't know about the affair,
Oh
and
no.
so it's so difficult for how Eddie's
Mm.
like want to say no but can't. Like it's the day after the funeral. You can't just back out on the family, which like you know was kind of shocking for me, I guess, really shocking. And then Danny, well, and then we have um, Rome at his job. He's at his this crappy commercial job that he doesn't even want to be, but it gives good payment, so he does it for the money, and this is one of the ways that he's getting um, depressed, I guess. So I well, it's easy to relate to um, Rome, I guess. Everyone's been um, depressed or suffered from this stress that you get from either school or work. And it's easy to relate to Rome because he has to put a bright face and do his job while he has a different um, dream that he wants to accomplish. And then we go back to Eddie and Sophie trying to practice for the father and daughter dance, and there's this awkward tension between them because Eddie basically betrayed her and the family by sleeping with Delilah. So there's this tension that you can see it, everyone can feel it, but you just Sophie doesn't know what it is, because she doesn't know about the affair, I guess. And then we see Maggie being dropped off by Gary, and Maggie is like, and it is revealed that Maggie's cancer is back, but instead of fighting it like she did the first time,
Mhm.
she is deciding not to, not to go through with the chemo, which is one of the crucial um aspects of the season for
Mhm.
Gary, because Gary's cured, and then we see this Maggie who is refusing to get treatment because she prefers to live than do anything else. So this this small tension, and then we go to Ashley, the assistant, who is being so shady in every scene. Like she doesn't have she has this secret that she can't share with anyone because she's the only one who knows about John's uh shady shady business details. Like you try to gamble and everything, and um Ashley's trying to cover it up and trying to discover what he actually has done, basically. And then we go to Rome, and um Rome in its room, and you know, looking at the picture, looking at the video of John, like questioning, why did you do it, of sort. And Sophie does too, in the next scene where Sophie's playing baseball, and basically Sophie's like, Sophie, in the flashback, Sophie's playing baseball, and John saying, you just have to throw the ball because she's that failing to do so, and
Mhm.
John says Dixons don't quit, and then like Sophie's angry at John for quitting his life and jumping, which it's understandable, right? Like for someone who is natured and helping people and um, doing everything the best they can, and then
Mhm.
John just jumps. It does have this feeling like even if you lose someone, you have this like guilt of why did they have to die, and you
Right,
sometimes
right.
do feel that, and I sometimes feel that when I see people on the news like that, like famous people, but and then
Mhm.
Rome, knowing that Maggie's a psychiatrist, a shrink, um, seeks help uh, for his depression, but Maggie refuses because she's the part a friend of the group, but Maggie does agree to speak with him during lunch hours to for help, um, which is sweet for her to do because she's the new person in the group. Most of the time, you're new to a school, a work, group. It's really hard to fit in. Like you have this perfect sphere um, beforehand, and then new people join in. You have to find the right shape, which sometimes can be difficult and might not work out, but Maggie's trying to do what she can, and one thing I guess she's doing is helping Rome with his depression during lunch times. And then everyone's getting ready to go to the father and daughter dance, and then there's
Mhm.
this sweet moment between Gary and Danny. Danny's like questioning because of his sexuality. Do you think he did it because of me? Like that's just something one would think of if like to put a blame on on themselves to make sure to don't feel the guilt,
Yeah,
I guess, as
it's
much,
mm,
which does put like a tear in my eyes. Like it's like so sad that he said it, and then
right, he's kinda putting himself down.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
no.
Gary said, if he knew what I knew, I think he will love you 10 times more, which is like something so
Oh,
much
that's so
so sweet
sweet.
to say, which
Oh,
does
oh my god.
it does like it put a tear in me more than when Danny volunteered to do the father and daughter dance, because their relationship, it's so connected because he's the only one who knows the secret about his sexuality, and he's trying to comfort him as much as he can and try to be a father more than an fun uncle that he was before.
Mhm,
um and then we head to the to Maggie and Rome conversation on the reason why um uh he wants to come he tried to commit his talk about his depression, but is interrupted um as a reminder to go to the father and daughter dance, and um everyone arrives at the father and daughter dance, dressed up, but right before Sophie danced, um,
mhm.
Eddie walks away. Like he didn't
Hmm?
want to do it. He walks away. Like he doesn't want to do it. Like he walks away, and then Rome has to step up to do the father and daughter dance. And Sophie's upset that Eddie decided to not to bail on her.
Mhm.
Basically, she was but um Rome assures Sophie, which it's
Gotcha.
funny that he's a better dancer than Eddie, and he was there when she was practicing. And then there's this conversation between Eddie and Delilah about why he bailed, and Eddie feels really really guilty that um,
Right.
about the affair, and
Mhm.
Eddie's like guilty, and then the episode ends with uh Sophie and Rome dancing, um, and but right before it ends, Eddie decides to listen to the voicemail that the final voicemail that John gave, prior John gave, which was to be happy and to love yourself before he jumped. Basically, before the episode ended, um, John, before John committed suicide, John decided to send this final phone call to Eddie, and what Eddie received the phone call while he was in bed with Delilah, so he
Oh,
dropped the
why?
call.
It's just getting worse and worse.
So, but Eddie finally had the courage to listen to the phone call, and the phone call said, be happy, be yourself, etc., etc., and then the episode ends.
That's a good ending for the episode.
Yeah,
Well, that's
it's
so messed up. Oh my god.
I know. It's
That was all in
mess.
one episode.
Yeah, that was in one episode.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. I guess it feels long, and feels like should be in more than one episode because of the fact that there's like many characters and many characters
Mm,
have to be covered. But I think the show does a really well job to give equal balance to each character, but
mm,
also give one character or maybe two um, more focus in on the story. And the main person that we focused on was Eddie, because Eddie's guilt is run through the episode from um, Delilah ending the affair to Sophie choosing Eddie as the dance partner, and then Eddie practicing with Sophie, and then Eddie deciding to bail on
mm.
Sophie, and then listening to that voicemail. So I guess the episode did focus on Eddie, but it was, I think, you know most people would hate Eddie by the beginning of the first pilot, when
Mhm.
they learned that they had the affair, but they go into details on why that happened, and how guilty he feels, giving more humanity to the character um than other characters in the episode, which did help, I guess. Any opinions about the entire episode? Like,
I think so. Are they gonna try and like? They're not gonna try and like make you like the guy, right?
no, they
Because
just
he's so cheated on.
no.
Like,
I guess in some ways the season one,
hmm,
the show does give a slightly redemption arc for Eddie. He struggled from alcoholism, being sober, and then
mm,
cheating on his wife, and then leading him to a spiral when he learns John is dead, and then
mm,
Eddie, um, deciding to uh, drink again, and decide not to stay sober, which but that was saved when Theo came into the picture and stopped him. And then we have this entire episode of how Eddie feels guilty, and then the episode's going to build up, and in a couple more episodes the gang does find out about um the affair, and
mm,
there's another twist with uh there's more to come with the character of Eddie than being hated, or redemption, redeeming the character. There's more to it than that, which I think I liked, how the show did it, because they don't try to make you hate the character. They try to give his own side to it, which did help me understand him. But overall, Gary's still my favorite character. His quirkiness and
Right.
how he handles situations like comforting Danny. S- He's he's my favorite out of
Mm.
overall. I guess that's the end of the second episode. Um,
Awesome. Well, I'm actually really excited for the next one, or to see how it goes.
yeah. Thank you for listening to this podcast
Bye.
episode, and we'll see you next time. I don't know when, but we'll see you next time for
See
the
you.
episode 3, which is called Save the Date.
Sick. Sick.
So, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah.